Okay, so let's talk about placing the decimal point in a multiplication problem. Okay, so I've got 7/10 times 8/10, or 0.7 times 0.8 here. I'm going to go ahead and line this up. Okay, with numbers like these, this is not absolutely necessary, but if you'd like to do it this way, then you can. Okay, so I've got 56 here, and then my next row is going to be zeros. Okay, so I'm ending up with 56. Here's my answer. But we know that that's not correct because 7 times 8 is 56. So 7/10 times 8/10 cannot also be 56. I'm going to count the number of digits to the right of the decimal point. I've got 1, 2. So that means I should have 2 digits to the right of the decimal point in my answer. Okay, so there is my answer. I'm counting the number of decimal points to place the decimal point in my answer. Let's do another one. Okay, so I have 1 8/10 times 4/10, or 1.8 times 0.4. Again, I'm going to do the multiplication as usual. Okay, I'm going to start with 4 times 8 is 32. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 3 is 7. Placeholder 0 here, but the rest of these are going to be zeros. Okay, so there I have my 72. I know that that does not make sense though, because this is basically 2 times a half, so I should expect my answer to be close to 1, not 72. So let's place the decimal point. I have 1, 2 digits to the right of or behind the decimal point here. So I need to have 2 digits to the right of or behind the decimal point in my answer. This answer does make sense because this is close to 1 whole, which is what I estimated my answer to be. Let's do one more. This time I have 32 2/10 times 19 8/10, or 32.2 times 19.8. This time I am lining up to do 3-digit by 3-digit multiplication here. Okay, so I'm going to start with 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 1 is 17. 8 times 3 is 24, plus 1 is 25. Put my placeholder to 0 because now I'm going to be multiplying this by 90. 9 times 2 is 18. 9 times 2 is 18 again, plus 1 is 19. And 9 times 3 is 27, plus 1 is 28. This time I'm putting 2 placeholder zeros because I'm multiplying by 100. So I've got 1 times 2, 1 times 2, and 1 times 3. Add those together. Okay, this is going to be 17 because I have 9 plus 1 is 10, plus 7 is 17. This time I have 8 plus 2 is 10, plus 3 is 13, and then 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 6. Okay, so I'm ending up with this answer here, which is quite large for what I should predict. Okay, my estimate for this one, which I will write in purple, could be something like 30 times 20 equals 600. This is obviously a lot bigger than 600. So let's place the decimal point correctly. In these numbers, I have 2 digits behind the decimal point here. I have this one and this one. So I should have 2 digits behind the decimal point or to the right of the decimal point in my answer. This answer makes sense because I have 637, which is close to my estimate.